People might be telling you it doesn't make any difference, whatever direction you face, it's okay. But no, some movement that is not allowing the natural flow. So facing directions are very important. If you want to try something new, face. The direction we face while doing any work, that greatly impacts our performance, our outputs, our results, whatever we do, whether we succeed in it or not, how good we perform, that all is influenced by the facing direction, and you'll be surprised to know this. So people might be telling you it doesn't make any difference, whatever direction you face, it's okay. But no, it's been proven scientifically, and the Vastu Shastra, the ancient text on Vastu Shastra also recommend this, but this is proven scientifically also. So if we face, for example, everyone, whatever activity you do, see, there are basically two concepts. One is we check the astro-numerology chart of a person. So it gives us the favorable numbers, the lucky numbers for a person. The astronumerology analysis gives us what are the best and most favorable numbers for a person. The astronumerology analysis basically takes into account the analysis of birth date, digits present in the birth date, digits missing in the birth date, digits repeating in the birth date, and the total birth number along with their strengths in your chart. So all these analysis, those lead us to selection of most favorable numbers, and accordingly each number has a particular direction. So when you sit in that particular direction, that direction is naturally supportive for your activity, whatever you do, whether you study or you do any work, whether you do some job or your own business, whatever you do. So whether you sit in your house, whether you sit in your factory, in your office, or in your wherever you sit, whatever you do, if you are sitting in the direction of your lucky number, so it is always supportive for you. But in this video we are talking about facing direction. Which direction do you face while do you work? So it has some general recommendations. Whenever you face north or east, so that is in general good for all kind of activities, because east is in general, it nurtures your creative acumen inside you. So whenever you face east while working, in that case your right side, that is the south pole, it starts facing the south pole of the earth, and your left side, your north pole, it starts facing the north pole of the earth. In that case there is an obstruction of the natural flow of energy. In that case there is some movement that is not allowing the natural flow, and that encourages, that helps you generate some new ideas, some alternatives, some new concepts. This is about working. Otherwise, if you sleep, then this direction is not supportive, then this facing is not supportive. You should not keep your head in west while sleeping. Means it is recommended that you should keep your head in east while sleeping, but while working, when you face east direction, so the concept reverses, but it again helps you devise, it helps you conceive new ideas, new concepts, and it is particularly beneficial for all those people in creative acumen, for example, all the designers, architects, anyone designing anything, painters, or any concept, music composers. So it is always beneficial for all those persons. But when we face north side, it helps us realize money out of our work. It helps us vie for that money, vie for that outcome, that return, something in return. So facing north means you are targeting something in return. Whatever you are doing, you want something in return. So it is ideal for any business kind of activity, any financial transaction. Whenever you are doing that, whenever you are dealing with your clients or customers, prospects, so it is always advisable to face north, just because you are targeting money in that case, and you are attracting money in that case, right? So but when you face south, so it is not advisable in general facing south, because south supports exhaustion. Whatever you have, that gets exhausted. You are exhausted. What are you exhausted of? So if you have some task in hand, so you're exhausted of that. That means that task gets delivered, that task gets accomplished, that task gets executed. So facing south will help you accomplish your task. It will help you, it will support the execution of your task in hand, but not otherwise. If you're cooking, so a person cooking facing south, that means they will be fulfilling their role, they will be executing their responsibility, they will be cooking food for you. But if at all you expect that the food should have something new, some new flavor, some new idea, if you have ordered some particular salad, so salad should be some continental salad, Russian salad, or some new kind of salad, so the cook will refuse. the cook won't be able to offer you or incorporate something new in it easily, because they are just inclined to execute their work, finish off their work, whatever they have task in hand, just finish it off. They are not inclined to do something new, explore some options, some alternatives, something new, try something new. No, South does not permit you trying something new. If you want to try something new, face east. That is the direction for you. So accordingly, we design kitchens when we do Vastu for restaurants or some eateries or joints, or when we design kitchen for fun purpose. Normally in of late the houses we have been designing, so they always demand 2 or 3 kitchens basically. Normally 2 kitchens, one is for regular use, another is for some party purpose. So we decide facing according to that purpose only. So south facing kitchen, it supports routine activity. Again, the west facing also, when you are doing some activity facing west, so it supports your logical abilities, it supports your activation of your left brain, your logical abilities. So if any work is to be done repeatedly, some formulas are to be practiced repeatedly, some musical instrument is to be practiced repeatedly to improve your perfection, then facing west is the best choice. That is why we advise students, to those who are doing logical studies, school studies, logical studies, we advise them to face west while doing their studies, because that encourages repeated patterns, that encourages loop programming, basically the loop programming, that you always do this work, get feedback, do it again, get feedback, do it again, get feedback. So that loop programming gets activated whenever we face west direction. And that is why, again, nothing new, it is just practicing. But the difference between west facing and south facing is, it supports repeated programming, it supports repeated activity. If something is to be done repeatedly, then facing west is best. But if something is to be done and finish it off once, then south facing is good. Some activity is to be done and finish it off. Like in offices, the 4th level employees, for example, in this lawyer's office, so clerks has to be seated. So those can be made to sit in south direction or facing south. While sitting, they can be made to sit facing south, but not their senior management, not the middle management. Those who have to devise new ways, those who have to plan something. Planning is not supported facing south. You cannot plan effectively if you are facing south. And this is what we always talk about. If a person has to manifest their potential, whatever they are born with, so it is important, first of all, we identify that on the basis of astrology analysis. If a person has number 3 as their lucky number, so okay, we'll ask him to sit in, for example, in northeastern part. But if that person has to manifest their creative abilities, number 3 is all about insights, it's all about new ideas, creativity. So if number 3 has to manifest their potential, so ideally they should not be facing south while working. The best facing direction is northeast only. That will support. The best direction can be east or northeast, to support their creative abilities, to support new solutions, the insightful solution making. This is how it works. So facing directions are very important. Whatever you work, the nature of your work, it will decide which direction you should face. If you are doing some repeated activities, logical activities, practicing something, even practicing meditation also, or a school going kid, they are studying, so it's best to face west. They should sit facing west. If you are doing something, some financial transaction, it is best to face north. If you are doing some creative thing, some new concept, designing new ideas, it's best to face east. And if you are just executing your task, it's just finishing off your task, it's best to face south, otherwise not. So these are the ideal facing direction. I hope this video shall help you decide the best facing direction for you while doing any activity, and it will remove all the non-scientific myths and all those non-scientific talks about Vastu. It will help you get real scientific logics about Vastu Shastra. And if you have any questions, feel free to put those in the comment box of this video. We'll try our best to answer your questions. Thank you.